Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're stepping into some pretty deep shadows. A city where it seems like the rain just never stops.
Mm-hmm. Classic noir setting.
Exactly, but the case we're tracking, well, it's more than just finding a missing necklace or solving a murder. The stakes here are kind of existential.
They really are. We're looking at private investigator Dixon Hill. He's in this, like you said, perpetually dark, fog-choked city, a real Bay City vibe.
And his mission, it sounds almost simple at first, recover the heart of the adjuster.
Yeah, just a small golden sphere. Easy, right?
Hardly. Because the implications aren't just citywide, they're, well, galactic, aren't they?
That's the twist. The source material makes it clear this whole noir world, it's actually a simulation, a really high-stakes one running on the holodeck.
A holodeck exercise.
For who?
For the captain of the Enterprise. And it's mirroring a real catastrophic danger the ship is in.
Okay, so what's happening to the Enterprise? It's drifting towards these gravitational anomalies for quantum singularities. The crew just calls it the blackness. Basically, it's tearing the ship apart.
And the heart of the adjuster, that little golden ball?
It's the key piece. It's needed for this thing called the adjuster device. Apparently, it's the only tech that can block these chaotic subspace waves that are about to, destroy the ship.
So the theft in the simulation directly impacts the real ship's survival. Wow.
Precisely. And the clock is ticking hard.
How much time does Hill have? The source mentioned it's tight.
It's intense. The Enterprise crew has maybe a few hours, but inside the simulation, time is warped. It feels faster, maybe. They estimate Hill has less than 90 minutes.
90 minutes to save the city, the ship, everything.
Failure means, well, permanent destruction. For everyone. No pressure.
Okay, let's talk about this city. You mentioned the perpetual night, the fog, the rain.
Yeah, it's atmospheric, but it's more than just mood setting. This place isn't normal. There's this critical, really bizarre phenomena.
The temporary death thing.
Exactly. The physics are just off. For the people native to this simulation, death isn't final.
How does that even work?
We see it happen. Bullets fly back into walls, wounds just seal up. There's this huge gunfight with Cyrus Redblock's gang. Total bloodbath. And then they just
go
back up.
like rewinding a tape. It's wild.
So they're basically immortal within this reality.
Seems like it. The clearest example is Detective Bell. He gets shot, killed in a firefight, gone. But later, they find him. He's alive, confused, sitting in a morgue truck, fully restored. He even calls it the new reality.
That's unsettling. But wait, does this apply to Hill and his team too? The ones from the Enterprise?
No. And that's the crucial danger. The source is very specific. For Hill, for Mr. Data, for Bev the Outsiders, death is absolutely permanent.
So they're fighting enemies who literally can't lose permanently while they have everything on the line.
Yeah, imagine that. It really ramps up the personal stakes, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Why stick your neck out when the other guy just gets a do-over? Okay, so Hill has this impossible task, limited time, and killer physics working against him. Where does he even start?
Well, logically. He thinks, okay, massive street war just happened, chaos everywhere, something valuable like the heart must have been grabbed by one of the big crime bosses, right?
Makes sense. Follow the money, or in this case, the power. The usual suspects.
He assumes profit and greed are the motives. Classic detective work.
But that assumption leads him down a bit of a rabbit hole, doesn't it? Straight into the middle of this ongoing mob warfare.
Oh, completely. It's a major distraction. But you have to ask, why would he think a crime boss interested in, rackets and turf would even want this weird golden ball?
That's a good point. It's valuable because it saves the world, not because it's like diamonds. Seems like a disconnect.
It's the genre filter, maybe? He's Dixon Hill, PI. In his world, crime is about greed. So he starts running down the list of mobsters.
First up,
Cyrus Redblock, the big boss. But turns out Redblock was actually kidnapped before the heart was stolen. His place was a war zone, but he wasn't even there for the theft itself.
Okay, so Redblock's out. Who's next?
It kind of splits. There's the flamboyant Ghost Johnson, calls himself a patron of the arts.
Arts, like paintings.
More like bogey, uses beautiful women as his art. Stages these weird gothic scenes. One involves a woman pretending to kill herself. Turns out she's just an actress for him.
Classy guy.
Yeah. Hill exposes his whole setup. Ghost ends up dead in the fight, but no heart.
Still no heart. Okay, who else is in this mob mess?
We get Benny the Banger, middle tier guy. He tries to take over another boss's territory.
Harvey Upstairs Benton, the used car dealer.
That's the one. But Benny gets ambushed by the cops. Wiped out.
So another dead end.
Not quite. Hill actually gets something useful here. He manages to trade something valuable to get Benny's brief cooperation before he's taken down.
What does he trade?
A ledger belonging to a guy named Slippery Stanhand, full of records of bribes to city officials. Very powerful stuff.
Leverage. And he uses this later.
He does. He ends up facing the last main suspect, Harvey Upstairs Benton, the car dealer. Hill trades another ledger, Redblock's this time, to basically buy his and Bev's lives.
So Harvey admits he tipped the cops off about Benny.
Yeah, he admits that, but he swears he doesn't have the heart.
So after all that chasing through the underworld, nothing.
Well, not nothing. Hill did get those 2 ledgers. Slippery Stan's, which he found hidden in Stan's girlfriend, Jessica Daniels' couch.
Right, Jessica Daniels. She helped him, didn't she?
She did. Gave him the clue about Stan being kidnapped. But tragically, she gets shot right outside Hill's office later.
Who shot her? Was it about the heart?
Probably not. Much more likely it was someone after that ledger she helped him find. It shows how dangerous that kind of information was.
So the ledgers represented real power and profit in the city's terms.
Exactly. That's the key insight Hill gets from this whole mob chase. The criminals were fighting over the ledgers, control, influence, money, the heart of the adjuster. Totally irrelevant to their world, their motives.
The thing that could save everything was worthless to them because it didn't fit their definition of value.
Precisely. So Hill realizes his initial assumption that it had to be a profit motive was just wrong. The city's underworld operates on a completely different value system.
Okay, so if it wasn't the mob bosses driven by greed, who's left? He's running out of time.
He has to pivot fast. He thinks, okay, forget motive for a second. Let's look at opportunity. Who was physically near the adjuster device when it went missing?
And he checks his appointment book for that specific time frame.
Yep. Around 4:45 p.m. to 5:15 p.m., who was in or near the office, specifically the unguarded hallway where the device was.
This narrows it down considerably, right?
It does. First, he needs to clear Detective Bell. He uses a bit of a trick, fakes an injury to get Bell to come over.
And Bell says?
Bell confirms he never made it to the office that day at all. Too much chaos on the streets, plus, recovering from being dead.
Okay, Bell's cleared. Who else?
Marci Andrews. He was actually part of another case. Hill was working on Andrews' wife, Marci, was murdered.
So Andrews was at the office around that time.
He admits he was, around 4:45 p.m. But he says he saw nothing unusual, except, well, he mentions seeing a stray cat.
A stray cat. Okay, anyone else?
Brad Behringer. He was Marci Andrews' ex-lover. Also showed up at the office maybe 5 p.m.
What did he see?
He mentions seeing 2 guys working on a wall, which seems odd but not directly related. He also denies taking the heart. Later, he actually provides evidence that nails Andrews for Marci's murder.
So that clears up Hill's side case, and Behringer's cleared for the heart theft.
Right. So all human suspects with any plausible motive or clear opportunity eliminated.
And the clock.
Ticking down. Less than 45 minutes left, total destruction looming. They've chased every gangster, interviewed every witness, and they have nothing.
This is where it gets really interesting, isn't it? The breakthrough.
It is. It requires a complete shift in thinking, away from complex motives, away from human calculation.
And it happens when Mr. Data walks in.
Yeah, Mr. Data comes into the office, and he's holding his own pet cat, Spot.
And Hill remembers.
He remembers Arnie Andrews' comment, the almost throwaway line. Nothing but some stray cat.
Suddenly, the cat isn't just a random detail.
Exactly. Hill has this aha moment. Think about it. Data, the android, is pure logic. He was stuck on motive, opportunity, the rules of theft.
But Hill, the human detective, steeped in this weird reality.
He allows himself to consider something completely illogical from a criminal standpoint. A purposeless crime. The heart wasn't stolen for gain. It was just taken.
Because it looked like
a toy. A shiny golden ball. Perfect cat toy.
Oh my gosh. The fate of the Enterprise. Resting on whether a cat found a shiny thing attractive.
It's almost an anticlimax, isn't it? But it's also brilliant. It shows the limits of pure logic when faced with something simple, instinctual. Spot the cat just saw something fun and took it.
So the culprit is Spot. Or a cat, anyway.
Spot being there is the trigger for the idea. Hill realizes the thief wasn't human. It was a cat, likely the stray Andrews saw.
Okay, so if a cat took it, where would it hide its new toy?
Right. Not in a safe, not fenced to a contact. The cat would hide it somewhere cozy, somewhere safe for a cat. probably in its home.
So they start searching the building itself, the structure.
Yeah, the decaying parts of the old building.
Yeah.
And they find it a small triangular hole near the base of a boarded-up wall by the stairs.
Like a little hidey hole.
Exactly. Mr. Data, being Data, just rips the boards down. And behind them...
An old closet. Walled up.
A hidden, forgotten closet.
Yeah.
And inside, there it is.
The heart of the adjuster.
Lying right there. Next to an old skeleton.
We'll get back to the skeleton. But they found it.
They found it. Hill grabs it, gives it to Data. Crisis averted. The simulation is saved. The Enterprise is pulled back from the brink.
All thanks to Dixon Hill thinking like a cat, not a cop.
It really boiled down to letting go of human assumptions about motive, greed, violence. None of it applied. Just simple feline instinct.
So, mission accomplished. The source confirms the holodeck resets properly.
Yep. Back to noir normal. Cyrus Redblock is back running the underworld. Marci Andrews is in jail for his wife's murder, thanks to Behringer's evidence. The status quo is restored.
It feels neat. Almost too neat, maybe.
Well, that's where the final detail comes in. The one truly chilling loose end.
Skeleton in the closet.
Right. Lying there next to the heart they just recovered. A skeleton in a black suit. Been there a long time.
How long?
The estimate is at least 15 years, walled up long before Hill even rented that office space.
Okay, that's creepy on its own. But there was something else, wasn't there?
There was a sign tied around the skeleton's neck, covered in dust.
And it said,
"Ha, Dixon Hill. Next time this will be you."
Wait, 15 years ago. How could someone leave a message for Dixon Hill 15 years before he's even involved in this specific case? Maybe even before he had that office.
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? It suggests something much deeper, much older going on in this simulated reality. Some prior mystery, some long-standing vendetta aimed specifically at Hill.
An enemy who predates the current crisis. Someone who plans, well, decades ahead.
It's incredibly ironic. He saves the day from this random, almost childlike act, a cat taking a toy. And in doing so, he uncovers evidence of this deep-seated adult hatred that's been waiting for him for 15 years.
So the immediate threat, the Enterprise's destruction, is gone. But this suggests a much more personal, maybe even permanent menace lurking just beneath the surface of Hill's world.
And the source material leaves it right there. It calls it Hill's only truly unsolved mystery. It leaves you wondering, even in a simulation that resets, maybe some hatred, some enemies are terrifyingly real and persistent.
A chilling thought to end on. That even when you save the world, there might be someone waiting in the walls. Thank you for joining us on The Deep Dive.